What's up, guys? Craig here. Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel, where we're going to go over the markets. I'm going to talk about what happens if we are in a huge depression rather than a recession that people are talking about. We're going to talk about that in this video. I know a lot of people think that everything's just going to shoot straight up and go straight to the moon. As you guys know, I think that's going to take a little bit longer. And I'm going to explain that by looking at the Dow Jones first. At the end of the video, we're also going to be taking a look at Amazon and Tesla, them charts alone. We'll also be taking a look at the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, but we're going to take a look at Amazon alone and Tesla alone. Our Tesla chart, we had made these calls on Tesla quite some time ago. So let's see how low it could actually go and where my next target is. We've hit my second to last target, I believe it is, but that's not to say we can't go even lower than my low target. Anyways, stick around. If you guys enjoy these videos, make sure you go down, smash that thumbs up. Make sure you leave your comments down below. Let me know what other charts you'd like to look at. Not so much crypto charts. As you guys know, all the altcoins look the same, guys. Don't ask me about your specific altcoins, because all the charts in altcoins look like absolute crap. Like 100% absolute crap, all of them. Yes, your Matic. Yes, your Solana. Yes, your Polygon. Yes, your Ethereum. Everything all looks like garbage. We will look at Bitcoin, but let's take a look at the macro view of everything along with Bitcoin, and we'll also take a look at the DXY and a different look at the Dow at the end. So look at the Dow Jones. This is right here on the right hand side is the 1929 Great Depression. We started talking about this last year, right? This is just a huge blow off top right here, right? I don't think we're going to go to new all-time highs in the Dow. I think we have much further to go. We could come down to these levels between 6,000 and 13,000. Very good possibility. Now, everybody says, dollar cost average. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. This is not financial advice. Just look what would have happened over here. So this top was in 1929. The bottom was 1932. So let's see, the top was September. So yeah, it was about a 3-year drop, almost 3 years, right, to get to the bottom of this. But if you had a dollar cost average, like everybody says, see, most of these people in the markets today don't look at this past of what happens in markets. And you can say, yeah, but it was different back then, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's still a market. Markets react the same. They go through cycles, guys. This was one big, huge crash because it was basically a reset. People were getting too rich off of the auto industry, off of the gold rush, all that stuff. So they took the money back. Same thing that's happening now. People are getting real rich, easy. It's time to take the money back, right? So once that happens, like if this was to happen, people will be talking about dollar cost averaging, because these people in the markets today have never seen anything but a bull market their whole lives, right? But if you dollar cost average all the way up here, how long would it have taken you to break even to get back to your levels? Like, this is 1950, so that was almost 20 years before it got back to its 50% of its drop, right? Just something to keep in mind here, guys. I know a lot of people are super bullish on a lot of assets, but look how long this took to recover, right? And if you'll notice, this looks a lot like the Amazon Bitcoin chart that I've been showing. Same type of bubble pop, guys. These bubbles pop, they almost always pop the same, right? Let's take a look at some other stuff here. 4 hour. As you guys know, we're still looking at the same levels, unless you can get above this 16,774 range, which is our 0.236. We got rejected there last time. Our 55 EMA is also lining up. If we do get above that, possible we can get up to the 17,000 to 17,075 range. Unless we get above that, everything still remains bearish and long term, medium term, whatever. You guys know my target has not changed here on the 4 hours since we broke this level over here. 15.8, still my next level. Before that, we have to break this falling channel level at 16.1 to 16.2 range. So next target here is 16.1 to 16.2. Once that breaks, I'm looking for 15.8-ish. And then ultimately come back down and test this bottom trend line here. Once that 15,250 area breaks, looking for 14.5 to 14.8. If that breaks, 12.5. And then you guys know my bigger picture on that. We'll talk about that in a second. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. Oops, I forgot to sign on. But definitely check them out. You can use my promo code Savvy50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. My promo code Savvy25 will get you 25% off your trading fees. Definitely check them out, guys. There's also a free contest section on there where you can learn to use the platform. Absolutely zero risk. You can actually win tradable funds by playing the free contests. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. And I do have a tutorial on my YouTube page. Go check it out, or just wait to the end of the video and I'll leave a tutorial up top. So looking at the daily on our RSI, you guys remember we got rejected up here. I think we're headed back down to this level on the daily, which is 20,000, or I'm sorry, 20,000, 20.49 on the RSI level, right? Plenty of room to drop here, guys, that we could get a pretty fast drop if this does start breaking down, so be careful. That's not to say we can't get a spike back up and retest this 55 EMA, but in this atmosphere, what I like to do is short the rips, guys. Anytime you get a quick pump up, I like to short it. We are in a bear market. Look at the trend. The trend is and has been down. Nothing has changed. People are calling the bottom. You can't call the bottom looking at a 4-hour or daily chart in a monthly downtrend, right? Like I said, this could all take a lot longer than people are expecting, right? So this is what I've drawn in here according to our Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. Our next target was this right here, this fall of this rising broadening wedge, which would get us down to about that 14.8, 14.9 range. Can you consider that hit here? Maybe, but nevertheless, I think we break down through here eventually. This is looking like a pretty good drawing I drew in here. Anyways, once this 14.9-ish breaks, 75 to 8,500, as you guys know, I think is my false bottom between January and February. That will also break the weekly RSI trend line, and then we'll have a false bot or a true bottom after that. Could we be at our false bottom here? Yes, I've talked about that. This could possibly be the false bottom. We break up, maybe go up to that 30,000 range that people are talking about. But guys, unless we break above this weekly trend line and hold on the RSI, I don't think we've bottomed yet. I think we have much lower to go. Like I said, false bottom February or March, 75 to 8,500. Get a rally up to 15,000 again. That would go from February or March into April or May, and then come crashing down to our ultimate low, 35 to 4,500, middle or end of 2023. Now, does that mean then you shoot straight up to the moon and we go to new all-time highs? Absolutely not. We'll talk about that. As you guys know, I think this is just one huge bull cycle. People say, you know, Bitcoin's been in a million bear markets, or 3 bear markets, whatever. Bitcoin has not been in a true bear market. This is all one bull cycle. So they say the Bitcoin 4-year cycle, right? So Bitcoin's been through this cycle many times. No, Bitcoin's been through a wave 1 with a correction, a wave 3 with a correction, and a wave 5 with a correction. Now this is one big correction. You see how this big wave 1 right here, how big this correction was? So if this was wave 1, right, and we put a retracement on here, we're going to go from up here, right? We put a retracement on here. Bitcoin could go super low, guys, but so our retracement level to the 0.236 at least would be around that 35 to 4,500. So I'm just saying, guys, this 4-year cycle theory crap, it's going to get put away. I don't think that you're going to see a new all-time high in 2025, and I'll show you why. But before I do, make sure you check out my wife's webpage, link down below, inkyyourimage.com. Awesome stuff on here, guys. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff. So if you are, you know, whatever your altcoin is you want on any of this stuff, just let her know what you want. She can do it. So this is Amazon compared to Bitcoin, right? We've talked about this. I made the video December 2nd, which also talked about the Dow Jones having a big crash, and I told you people would be talking about it eventually. And I made the video the day I found it, which was December 2nd, 2021. And told you other people would be talking about it. And slowly but surely, now everybody's talking about it, guys. I will try to inform you what I see before everyone else, because I actually have some market experience, and I pretty much know what I'm looking for. So I look for certain things. I am huge on patterns, as you guys know. A lot of people don't believe in charts. Well, I believe the news is in the charts. I believe news is noise. I pay attention to some of the news, but I really could care less because it's all been in the charts. I've showed you guys this over and over. This crash, I've been showing you for a long time, well before it even happened, right? So this is our false bottom theory down here. And then when we come back up for this rally here, which is going to look huge, if we get down to, say, on here, if we went down to the same level, the same measurements here, we'd be about 5,500. But I'm looking at 75 to 8,500, and then a rally maybe up to 14,000, right? It will look humongous because they're not going to look at it in this. Just like every time you see Bitcoin just made a huge move, we've seen it all the time. And when you look back, they're tiny. They get weaker and weaker and weaker all the way down, right? Just like this did over here. But once we get that, then I think this will break right here, this weekly RSI. It'll break up. Everyone will get bullish because that's a weekly RSI, right? And then only to come back down, just like we did over here in the Amazon chart. And then make the true bottom afterwards, right? Sometime in September, October-ish in 2023. And does that mean then we shoot up and go to new all-time highs right away? No. If it does play out like this, look, this is how macro bottoms form right here, right? This made an inverse head and shoulders. Now, this doesn't have to make an inverse head and shoulders on the Bitcoin chart over here, but the timing's probably going to be a lot. It's going to probably be very similar, if not longer, right? Like I showed you in the Dow Jones chart from after the big crash. Guys, these bubbles, this bubble is a huge bubble. This is not your 4-year correction. This is a huge bubble. I don't care what anybody says, guys. You need to be careful. Be careful. The same people that are telling you the 4-year cycle will hold are the same people that were calling $100,000, $300,000, $500,000 Bitcoin just a year ago. Be careful, guys. And another thing, a lot of them guys that those people that were calling 100K or 500K, and then they kept saying never below 50, never below 40, never below 30, never. They never sold. They never took profit. Do you want to follow them, people, and be lost in the markets like them? They're totally lost. Now they've waited so long, they're scared to sell because they think it's bottomed again. So when it goes to 3,000, do you see what they could have done if they would have bought, if they would have sold even at 50,000, right? They would be able to buy 15 times the Bitcoin down at these levels. But they didn't. Because they're emotionally involved and emotionally attached to something. Don't be emotionally attached, guys. So anyways, sorry about these rants, but it really gets to me. I really try to get through to you guys that you cannot have your emotions in these markets. You need to look at the markets for what they are. They are a tool to make money. You put money in and hopes to pull more money out. Not to let it sit in there and just think something's going to go up forever, right? All right. So here, if this does play out, it will take a long time for this bottom to form. It's a macro chart with a macro bottom, right? 35 to 4,500 middle of end of 2023. Maybe get a big rally up into 2025, maybe 10x to 35, 45,000, and then another bear market, right? 15 to 25,000 middle of 2028, right? Another downtrend, and then get a rally up into, to middle or end of 2029. Maybe we see 55 to 65,000, and then another rip down, maybe 20 to 30 2000, the middle or end of 2030. It takes 10 years to break this all-time high. If it plays out like Amazon, if it plays out like the Dow, 20 years before it breaks the all-time high. Plays out like Sony, it's been over 20 years and it hasn't broke the all-time high. Nintendo has been almost 20 years, still hasn't broke the all-time high. Guys, this Bitcoin does not have to continue up forever, right? So as you can see, this is the Bitcoin chart here. Now, if this timing, look at how almost perfect this is playing out, right? So if this was to be the case, there's our false bottom, right? False bottom, February or March. Get a big rally. If it was to play out in the same levels as this, like I said, it doesn't have to be exact, would be around 5,200. And then the rally would get up to about 10,000 and then come back down to September, October, down to that 35 to 4,500 range. And then you get a big rally, right? But if you'll notice here, I put this red line in here. That's at 20,000. So if this was to play out, it could be March or April 2025 before it breaks 20,000 again. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm not scared to say what I see in the charts. Not because I'm guaranteeing it will happen. It's because it's what I see, right? I'm not scared to not get views because I'm not bullish. I want to give you actual info that the charts are actually showing. And I want to show you actually, how I see it, why I see it, in hopes that hopefully you can learn something and start to do your own charting and start to do your own research and understand markets for what they are. They're tools to make money. All right, here's the Amazon chart. Here are my levels. 66 to 72, which is the golden pocket range. That's my next level for support. If that breaks, we're looking at about $40 for Amazon. If that breaks, I mean, we got targets as low as $25, but this is what I'm looking at. This is just a Fibonacci retracement thrown on here, looking at the 0.786 as the retracement area of 40. And that's putting the low over here. I could go over further and put the low all the way down if I was to do that. Then that would give you a lower target, possibly 25. But I still think we got a lot lower to go. It doesn't mean it has to drop straight down. We're going to get bounces, guys. Markets bounce. People take profits, right? This is our Tesla chart. I showed you guys this chart well before this broke up here. We started talking about this in July, August. I actually made a video right before this broke in October. You can look at my October videos. It said Tesla right on the thumbnail. But we talked about this. If this 235 broke, to look for 211. And this was just using the Fibonacci retracements, guys. And if that broke, look for the 183. If that broke, 151. If that broke, 106. And look where we're at. We got to bounce off the 106. Do I think it'll hold? Probably not. If we look at the RSI, we broke down here and just coming back up to retest it. So we may get back up to retest the 130 level somewhere in there. Just to get rejected. This will probably take some time. Probably won't shoot straight down. Maybe come up, come around. Once this 106 breaks, guys, $50 is almost inevitable. I mean, that's I've had these targets on here for 3 months, and so far they're looking pretty good, guys. People called me crazy with all this stuff. I'm just saying, pay attention, guys. I'm only trying to help. I'm not trying to spread FUD. I'm trying to show you what the charts are telling me. And they can tell you the same if you learn how to read them, guys. Quit getting hung up in the news, the hype, the BS. And like I said, let me know what traditional charts you want to look at. Leave that in the description down below, or I'm sorry, in the comment section below, and I'll try to go over different charts every day and show you the macro views. I'll try to throw them in there with my Bitcoin and regular market analysis, but I do want you guys to know that I think we have a lot further to go. I don't think altcoins are anywhere near safe. They will bounce when the bottom is in. They will bounce. Most of them, the bigger ones, will bounce. I don't think the altcoins, I get a lot of hate for this, but it's my opinion and I'm giving it to you. I'm not scared to give it to you because it really doesn't matter. You have your own opinion. You can make up your own mind, but I don't think alts will ever break their old all-time highs. I think the SEC is coming in hard on them, and it's going to wreck the altcoins and the altcoin market. Like I said, they'll bounce. You could still make money off the bottom, but they'll bounce like a dying penny stock, keeping lower highs, and it may keep a bottom for years, the same bottom, and just get lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, till it fizzles out like a basketball bouncing, right? And the Dow Jones, we did get rejected right here. The markets are not quite open as the time of making this video. Might get a little rip to the upside today before continuing back down. But guys, look for this to stay as our major resistance right here, around 33.5. I don't see us getting back above that. DXY, you guys know my thoughts on DXY. I'm super bullish on the DXY. A lot of people are super bearish, but like I've been showing back here, you look at the 80s where we got this major rejection up here, support right here, rejection on the red line, just like we got here, support right here. Guys, this thing's going to rip. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget, smash those thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you want daily updates. Free Discord group down below. Join that. It's totally free. A good group of people in there. Obviously, you get trolls and everything else just like anywhere else, but it's a good group. Nevertheless, some good people in there. Some people have been in there a long time. I'm not in there as often unless there's something big going on, but definitely check it out. It's totally free. Give me a follow on Twitter. It's at CryptoSavvy1. Yeah, guys, have a great day. Be careful out there. Like I said, a lot of these people really don't understand markets for what markets are. And if you think the big guys that are on CNN and all them channels that are telling you, you know, that Bitcoin is dead, and then they tell you Bitcoin's going to the moon, they understand the charts too. They're not going to tell you what they're doing or what they're seeing. You need to understand that stuff. So, and most of these YouTube younger guys really have zero clue how markets work, and they've proved that this year if you've been watching them. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys. I'm out. Have a great day.